A couple of weeks ago, someone gave me a spreadsheet that looked like what you see on your screen. They had gathered a lot of data and a lot of numbers, and they said, what, what can I do to explain what these numbers mean? It's just a big page of numbers. There's a story to be told, but nobody can look at big pages of numbers and tell the story. That's what you're trying to do, to tell the story. Data has a story to tell. But you can't tell a story by simply taking all your numbers and putting them in a report or throwing them on the screen like this. First, you're probably going to have to do some analysis. There's way too many numbers here. It sounds strange, but there are. I've reduced the numbers down, in this case, fall term head count, one of the rows in the table, turned it into a chart. I can also make some summary statistics and summary calculations. Here's another chart. Again, I've taken data out of the original spreadsheet, extracted it, transformed it, rearranged it, so that I could make some charts that can help tell a story. But we don't usually stand up in front of a group and present a spreadsheet. Among other things, as you can see, it's a bit confusing to look at. And so in these data analysis exercises, I'll be giving you data. That data has a story to tell. Your job is to tell the story. How do you tell the story? Summary statistics, charts, graphs. What's the right chart and graph? There isn't a single one right, perfect answer. You're trying to tell the story of the data. So let's look at what I did with the pile of data I had. I created a small presentation. This is actual data that we're working with over time. I'll bring that back to a size where you can see it. It's enrollment data, actual enrollment data from the college. And you can see here that that data is actually over the past 12, 11 years here, we've had enrollment going down. The only gain we saw was fall 2021, where we saw a small increase as students came back from that year of online classes. We saw a little bit of a bounce. But the general trend has been down. That's a story. There's a story to be told there. This is real data. If I move to the next slide, we can see more of the story. Enrollment trends by campus. The national campus has the most enrollment. Look at CTEC. CTEC's enrollment has been declining since fall 2015. That's a story that pile of numbers, this pile, that's here, but you can't see that just by looking at this, that something's going on inside these numbers. You don't see that visually, your eyes don't, but now you can really see that. The graph tells you that. And of course you can see this big dip for national campus. This is fall 2020, this dip here. So we know what happened in the fall of 2020. The March of 2020, back in here, the school closed and many students from Koshra, Yap, and Truk returned home due to the pandemic. So fall enrollment, which was pure online, was reduced. And look here, Koshra went up slightly, Yap went up slightly, and Truk went up slightly. Only CTEC continued to lose enrollment during that time. So the students who are lost here are being picked up in these state campuses to some extent. And then there's the rebound, and you can see that rebound that we just saw back here is actually primarily the national campus. Very few other campuses showed any rebound other than Yap showed a small gain. We also sometimes want to put in tables. This shows us the female and male enrollment for fall 2021. And we can see a picture that shows us the percentages. So sometimes tables are good, but they should be kept simple without too many numbers, so that probably no more than about 5 numbers in a table. Past that, people will get confused. The human mind starts to go to sleep. Here's one that's got 4 numbers in it, but sometimes you do want to report summary statistics. And in education, the first-time full-time mean graduation rate is an important number. For us, it's 10% after 2 years, 20% after 3 years, and 28% after 4 years. two-year institutions in the United States actually have a 36% graduation rate after 3 years, but uh, that might not be the best comparison for us, as we have some unique characteristics in our student population. Among other things, a large number of our students actually depart before they finish the degree to head off to the United States, and so they may not necessarily complete their degree program. They may leave before they complete. That happens less so in the United States. But again, summary statistics are good. So in the coming weeks, we'll have these data explorations. You'll be given a small pile of numbers, a little one, something controllable, something you can maybe cope with. Your job will be to see if there's a story in those numbers. I'll give you some guidance on the problems, but the idea is to tell the story, turn it into a presentation, turn it into something that tells people something about what those numbers mean, the implications of the numbers. And that's what we do in statistics. We tell stories. Pictures are good. Tables are good as long as they're not too many piles of numbers in the tables. And summary statistics are good, excellent. Usually include things like the mean. It may be appropriate to include the standard deviation. And in a more advanced analysis, we may want to look at the statistical significance, a difference between samples, things from chapters 9, 10, and 11 of the book. This is where you get to do statistics, where you get to show me what you know. Show me what you can do. Show me that you can do statistics. I know you can calculate the mean. I know you can calculate the standard deviation. I know you can make charts. Histograms are good charts also. Box plots. These are new tools you have. Use them. They can help you tell the story of the data.